Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive with me, Meghna Deka. The focus is going to be yet another actor caught in a massive row. Well, just 2 days ahead of the release of Lal Singh Chaddha featuring Aamir Khan, the actor has now been forced to issue an apology. He says he did not mean to hurt anyone's sentiments. In fact, the apology comes after several calls asking for the boycott of the film over the actor's 2015 infamous comments suggesting intolerance in India had risen to a great level. Now, 7 years later, during an event, Aamir Khan has now said that he regrets hurting anyone's sentiments by any means. He also added that he would respect people's sentiments if they decided not to watch the film. He clarified that some people thought that he does not love India, but that is untrue, he contends.
अगर मैंने किसी का दिल दुखाया है किसी चीज़ से तो मुझे उस बात का दुख है और मैं किसी का दिल नहीं दुखाना चाहता हूँ और आई थिंक बाकी अगर लोगों को जिनको फिल्म नहीं देखनी है तो मैं उस बात की इज्जत करूँगा क्या कर सकते हैं लेकिन मैं चाहूँगा कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग फिल्म देखें हमने बड़े मेहनत से फिल्म बनाई है और सिर्फ मैं नहीं हूँ फिल्म जो बनती है वो सैकड़ों लोगों के मेहनत से बनती है तो I hope people like it.
Several other stars have reacted to call to boycott Aamir's film. Let us listen to some.
If you don't feel like it, I mean, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ इसे? Because see, the movie is there. There are few people who do all these things. They are doing mischief. That's okay. That's fine. Anybody can do whatever they want. It's a free country. My thing is to everyone. This industry or any industry, this all helps the economy of India. By doing all these things, by doing things like this, it is not going to make any sense. We all are at the verge of making our country the biggest and the greatest. So I would just request them, don't get into it, and I would also request you, don't get into all this. It will be better for our country only.
Well, Aamir Khan has been facing flack not just for this, but also his 2015 comments on rising intolerance in the country. And he says that he faced a lot of fire, of course, at the time when his wife, he said, suggested moving out of India amidst threats and fears. Let's remind you.
When I sit at home and talk to Kiran, you know, Kiran and I have lived all our lives in India. For the first time, Kiran says, should we move out of India? Now, that's a disastrous and very big statement for Kiran to make to me. She fears for her child. She fears for, you know, what the atmosphere around us will be. She feels scared to open the newspapers every day. So that does indicate that there is a sense of growing disquiet.
However, many have questioned Aamir's apology and its timing, alleging that it was not sincere and was only a shield from heavy losses from the call of boycott. And let's open it up. Kasturi Shankar is an actor. Karan Verma, author, political analyst. Saira Shah Halim completes the panel. She is an activist. Good evening, all of you. Karan Verma, let me begin by asking you, what do you make of what Aamir has said?
Look, Pranesh, ours is a democracy. If people have made up their mind, these are the same people who made these stars superstars and made sure their films earned hundreds and hundreds of crores. It's their hard work and plus the love of the people. So if people today are not buying into what Aamir Khan is saying, and Aamir Khan has done there have been 4-5 instances which has rubbed people the wrong way. It is the 2015 comment about the rising intolerance in India, which people did not took very well, and it painted a very grim image of our great country. Secondly, people did not like the fact that he was with the First Lady of Turkey at a time when we weren't on the best of terms with Turkey, who had opposed us on removal of Article 370 and CAA. Then people did not like the fact that PK was a lot Hindu-phobic as per many versions, and I am one of those who actually believe that PK wasn't made in the right spirit. It earned hundreds of crores, such as the tolerance of the people of our country, but it didn't augur too well with the people either. So there have been lots of instances people haven't taken well, and they have every right to watch or boycott a film. Who are we to sit and critique that? It's an open democracy.
Let me bring in Saira Shah Halim. It'll be interesting to get Kasturi in as well, but Saira Shah Halim, will you accept it? Because we also have the likes voice of Akshay Kumar now coming out and saying it's the effort of a lot of people. Don't boycott our films because you don't like what we did off screen.
See, I'll tell you what, everyone is entitled to a personal opinion, and we all need to unanimously agree that in 2015, a lot of cases of minorities being lynched was happening. And they were just not a one-off incident, they were a series of, events. So, agar bole, then you are under attack. If you don't talk, then also you are under attack. So, I really don't understand. There are certain segment of people who want these big stars to stand up for just causes, and at the same time they get bullied so badly online for the same cause. I think this is just cancel culture. It is hugely detrimental to people. It is nothing but an economic boycott of minorities happening, and this is done nothing but it's being started by the underbelly of the rich who's doing it. It is very sad and unfortunate that these
So are you saying that this is not spontaneous, that all this is sponsored, triggered by something?
Just hoping that this trend will catch on. Unfortunately, this is, a lot of livelihoods are at stake. It is not about an actor who's from the minority
community. No, but I want to go back to the point that Karan Verma was making, that it is the same set of people who bestow love and respect and, walk not on the stars, make them stars.
And their lives and livelihood is at stake. It's about that. It's not only about boycotting Aamir Khan. It's about boycotting so many people, irrespective of the religion, who have been associated with the film.
Okay, let's get in a word from Kasturi Shankar.
Yes, Kasturi Shankar is also joining us, but that's an interesting point. We'd get Karan in also. But Kasturi Shankar, I hope you can hear us. If you can hear me, Saira Shah Halim just said that it is also the religion of the actor which may be linked to the calls of the boycott.
See, I think there is a lot of outrage in our country. We find a lot of lobbies get very outraged, especially when it comes to some brand name stars. But yeah, I think Mr. Aamir Khan and Mrs. Kareena Kapoor Khan have given them the excuse they needed for this ridiculous situation. I think, at the end of the day, let us say, yes, everybody respects their sentiments. We understand that Hindu sentiments have been hurt, or at least some Hindu sentiments have been hurt, but he has apologized. In the spirit of true Hinduism, as a true Hindu, let us show forgiveness and tolerance. One more time. Let us show forgiveness and tolerance, and let's get on with life. Frankly, the only reason a film should not be watched is if it's a really bad film.
Okay, let me ask you a fundamental question. The Kasturi Shankar, Saira Shah Halim, you can choose to answer this. If the comment was made by a call of conscience back in 2015, what has changed now?
I didn't hear you.
Are you asking me this?
Yes, Ms. Halim, yes.
You're asking me?
Yes, Ms. Halim, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that in 2015, he was reflecting a feeling, an opinion that his wife shared, and it was a normal interview. And I think everyone in the country shouldn't feel guarded to express their fears or whatever, misapprehensions. I think everybody should share that. Because at the end of the day, if a certain segment of society is feeling threatened, they have every right to express that. Now, firstly, as far as the movie industry is concerned, content is the king. Despite whoever is calling for the boycott, if the content is good, I'm sure the film is going to make the cut.
And he says that he stands by this. Saira Shah Halim, you shouldn't be asking.
Please don't.
He shouldn't have apologized.
Let me complete, please. Can I please complete? Irrespective of the so-called boycott, if the content is good, if the film is good, it will anyway gain momentum.
But let's not get into the boycott and the film bit, ma'am. We'll come to that later. Let's talk about the principle. If the comment was driven by conscience, if he said what he believed then, what has changed? Why is he now tendering an apology? Why does he say, I regret? Karan Verma?
It's convenience over anything. Just before a film release, if he apologizes and extends an olive branch trying to guard his commercial interests, then people today are smart enough to look through that, Pranesh. And let me tell you one more thing about the tolerance of this country. He made this statement in 2015 and Dangal was released in December 2016. It went on to become one of the biggest hits. So people of this country give you chances. But when they see that you are a repeat offender, Aamir Khan did not say a word when the entire Sushant controversy broke out. Not a word. And Sushant was someone who was his co-star in the film PK. Then Aamir went to Turkey. And that is something that people just didn't take too well, because Turkey at that time was, we were having a very hostile time with Turkey in the sense they were opposing us on key issues. So when you do something time and again, people of this country, they believe in the culture that we'll forgive your 100 mistakes, but on your 101st mistake, we will remember Lord Krishna and just behead your arrogance the way he beheaded Shishupal.
Kasturi, now everyone agrees that everyone in India has a right to have their own thoughts and express them the way they want. But why would you think that Aamir Khan, who had at the time in 2015 made that statement, today he came out and apologized today, then should he have said he stands by his stand and he has no reason to apologize? It's just a film, it's just business for him, take it or leave it. Should he have apologized?
Yes, I think he should have apologized in a lot earlier. I do think that he should have apologized. You know, if he believes in something, then he shouldn't apologize. But if he has changed his mind, then he should have changed his mind a lot earlier, not right on the eve of the release of his movie. The timing of that is pretty suspect. But that said, I would say, see, coming from the film industry, I would say, a lot of times people are insulated from people's pulse. They don't know what's going on outside. It kind of reaches a businessman, a filmmaker who's been focused on creating something, who's focused on the output. They don't realize that there is all this storm brewing around a product until somebody actually goes and tells them, listen, you got to do this today. So I feel like the trigger would have been someone advising him to go out and tell people that he didn't really mean to
and you know, let's be clear, it's not as if Aamir Khan is saying that, look, things have changed. It isn't the same what it was in 2015. He's saying, I apologize. I regret. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. We've run out of time. I thank all of you for joining us on this. Aamir regrets is our hashtag. Please use that to express your views.